And that breaking news that we're following right now, an earthquake in Humboldt County, and we're getting word that it's a 7.0 earthquake. The USGS just updating that. This is happening near the area of Petrolia, in the same area where back in February of this year we had a 4.9 earthquake. I just got off the phone with people working at the Petrolia General Store. They said they did feel the shaking. They did have some damage with things falling off store shelves, including wine bottles. Obviously, that's an expensive thing. So it sounds like they've had some glass break and that sort of thing. I did ask if they had any injuries. No reports of injuries at this particular Petrolia General Store, which is really just kind of the main store here in the town of Petrolia, right off of Matole Road. So here's a look at the map. You can see that this is really close to the coastline. Their elevation is just above sea level, only about 125 feet above sea level here, right along the coast, just south of Eureka. Now, there was also another earthquake reported near Cobb, and that is registering as a 5.8 earthquake. Of course, these numbers, the magnitudes, they go back and forth as the USGS really surveys exactly what happens. And meteorologist Dirk Verdorn is following that for us with more information. Dirk?
Yeah, so we have numerous earthquakes and several large ones. The biggest one, the 7.0, off the coast of Northern California, off of Eureka is where we're seeing the location of that. That happened at 10:44 this morning, Pacific Standard Time. And there's been numerous earthquakes since then. And you can see there's lots of these little red dots that are showing up. The latest one just off the coast of California is a 6.0, but we also had the one in Lake County, the 5.8 near Cobb. So all of these have happened within just the past few minutes in Northern California. So this is also made the service here, NOAA, put out a tsunami warning. And so what I want to show you here is we're going to show you the location of the warning in relation to where the earthquakes occurred here off of Northern California coast. Then this does extend all the way up into Oregon, along the northern coast of California, from Crescent City past Eureka, all the way down past Fort Bragg. We can go ahead and zoom in a little bit closer here. There's Fort Bragg, you have Point Arena, and these are the areas that more than likely, if there is a tsunami taking place, it's already affecting these areas because it's been enough time for that wave to work its way from where the earthquake was. And so we have not had any reports yet, but this is a warning. So this is something that could be occurring right now and is going to continue to work its way down the California coast. This warning makes its way all the way past San Francisco, past Half Moon Bay, and on just to the north of Santa Cruz. And so again, folks that are in these areas, of course, we want to get up to higher ground just in case with a tsunami this large. We don't know how much displacement took place. What that means is when you have the earth moving, if it shoves the water creating that wave, it can create a wave of various sizes. You don't know how much displacement took place, how much water has been moved, and so how big that tsunami could be and the impact that it could have. So it's just always best to take it safe and make sure you get to higher ground if you're in a tsunami area. If you've ever been driving down along Highway 1, you see the signs. You want to make sure that you're out of those tsunami areas and get to higher ground associated with this and numerous earthquakes that we've seen since then, all ranging between about 5.8 to over 7.0. And again, as we go along, Lisa mentioned that they're going to probably get those numbers a little bit more sure. But right now we're seeing a very large earthquake that did happen off the northern coast of California. And the impact currently is that there is a tsunami warning. And so this is up. In fact, let's go ahead and I want to take a look at the timing of this. So it has a tsunami warning that's up. It's going to expire, it looks like, by later on today, within the next few hours. We're going to see that tsunami. So it's up through 11:24 is what they're saying. So that's the tsunami warning from now until 11:24 is what they have it up to. So that's the latest, and that's what I have now. Lisa, back over to you.
All right, Dirk, thank you so much. Again, we're getting word that, there's been a lot of, in terms of damage, just a lot of videos that are circulating already. And as I just mentioned, I talked to a woman that works at the Petrolia General Store, and she said they just had a lot of product knocked off store shelves, including wine. So obviously that would be glass breaking everywhere on the ground. And, that's going to take some time to clean all that up. So they've had, a lot of product off the store shelves. And then we're also hearing that, some people have had furniture that was knocked over because of this. This is quite a strong earthquake, again, registering at 7.0 right now, magnitude, and west-northwest of Petrolia, as Dirk mentioned. So not getting any reports of any injuries at this time, but that tsunami warning is in effect at this time. They are also, I'm reading here that we're getting information that per State Senate President, if you're a resident in Crescent City and Del Norte County, until further notice, there's a mandatory evacuation order in place because of that tsunami threat. And as Dirk mentioned, if you are in this area, you want to get to a higher ground immediately. That coming from the Office of Emergency Services. No tsunami observations are available to report, so that's great news there. But again, they want people to evacuate inland, move out of water, get off the beach, get away from harbors, marinas, breakwaters, bays, and inlets. Petrolia is, a pretty tiny town. As I mentioned, it's only about 122 feet above sea level here. They're also talking about to boat operators. They need to make sure that you move your boat out to a sea depth of at least 180 feet. They do not want people to go to the shore to observe the tsunami. They do not want that if there is indeed one. Again, there has been no confirmation of a tsunami. This is just a warning, and it's including the coastal areas along California here and Oregon from Davenport, California. That's just 10 miles northwest of Santa Cruz to Douglas Lane Line, Oregon. That's 10 miles southwest of Florence. So the preliminary magnitude they thought was 7.3. Now they've downgraded that to a 7.0. And we are out there gathering information right now, trying to make sure, see, the assessment of damage, what kind of damage was done. Hopefully there have been no injuries, and that's all just very initial at this very preliminary at this point. We'll continue to follow this, and in the meantime, we're going to take you back to your regular programming.